this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh. That's Chuck.
Coming to you from Studio 1A.
Yes, deep within the bowels of HowStuffWorks corporate headquarters.
That's my spokesman voice.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Chuck.
No, it's not.
Chuck, do your best monk.
Like a Franciscan monk chant?
I don't care.
No. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Monk, the TV show.
Yes.
One of my favorites.
Is it?
Yeah, I love it.
You watch it?
You don't?
Yes, I do.
No, it's good. I watch Monk because, let me go ahead and set this up. I had, in a very, very offhand way, know Monk.
Let's hear it, Chuck.
I don't know him. I've met him a few times. Tony Shalhoub, the actor, the great actor, Tony Shalhoub. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just saying that because I've met him. I really, he's a big fan of his work with the Coen brothers, especially.
Yeah, he's pretty good in their films.
Yeah,
they know
really
how to
great.
direct that guy.
Yeah. I met Tony through a friend of mine who was a director and who had worked with Tony. And Tony's a really good guy. He took a shine to my friend Jim and went to his wedding even, which I went to. And Tony's read one of my screenplays, was kind enough to do that. And
Wait, you went to Monk's wedding?
No, I went to my friend
went to your
Jim's
friend's
wedding,
okay,
and Monk
yeah,
was there.
sure,
But when I was there, I thought it was kind of funny that, I knew he was going to be there, but there was a lot of, periphery family there, and I just wondered if people just kind of flew in from out of town and sat down there like, hey, what's Monk doing here?
Yeah, I'll bet.
He's over there. I just see him. He's right there.
Yeah, he's an online registered minister.
Yeah. So I sort of have met Tony a few times. He's a very nice guy. We got way sidetracked here.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
We did. And actually, if we had OCD, that would not stand.
Right. Man, that was good.
Thanks.
Like Monk, OCD. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's where Monk came from. So basically, let's discuss OCD today.
Which stands for Obsessive-compulsive disorder. Mm-hmm. I think most people probably realize that.
Yeah, which seems kind of foreign to me.
Not me.
I can kind of identify with it, but I mean, the thought of actually being clinically diagnosed with OCD and living the way that that people who have OCD live, I can't imagine it being bearable. I guess that's probably what I should have said.
Right.
You can identify?
Well, I often say I have OCD just to my wife as a joke, but I do have a lot of really weird, quirky, compulsive habits, but after reading the article and doing a little more research, I realize unless it's an actual compulsion that you have to do it over and over and over, then it's not actually OCD. It's just weird, quirky habits.
Like what?
Oh, boy. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I never really told people a lot of these. I don't step on stairs that have something on them.
Okay.
I will try to avoid cracks on the sidewalk, but not only that, but if I step on a crack with my left foot, then I have to step on the next one with my right foot.
Wow.
I know. I might have OCD, actually.
That's entirely possible. It sounds like, though, it's not, it doesn't run your life.
Well, that's the difference. I think OCD would be if I stepped on the crack with my left foot and then missed the next one with my right foot, I'd have to go back and then do it all over again. And it doesn't come down to that.
Or just chop both feet off and get it over
with.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't always notice it either. It doesn't, sometimes I'll do it and sometimes I'll notice it and sometimes I don't.
I got you. It makes me wonder, what the conditions are when you notice it. Like what is going on in your life, what's your brain going through, that kind
Interesting.
of thing.
I never thought about that.
So let's give a little background on OCD. Like Chuck said, it stands for Obsessive-compulsive disorder. The obsessive part is, it's talking about the mental state.
Right.
People with OCD obsess over very slight things that seem gigantic to them.
Right.
For example, you think that your hands are dirty.
That's a big one.
That's an obsessive thought, and you can't get it out of your head. The only way to get rid of it is through compulsive behavior, say hand washing, right?
Exactly.
Here's the problem. For most of us, if we look at our hands and go, oh, my hand's dirty, I need to wash it, you wash your hand, and that's that.
Right.
You may not wash your hand again for several days. If you have OCD, you wash your hand over and over, and that obsessive thought that your hand's still dirty is still there.
Right. And from what I understand, it may vary with some people with OCD, but it's not necessarily that you get to the point where you actually think your hands are clean. A lot of times there'll be a specific number in your head, like I have to wash my hands 10 times.
The magical number, right?
Yeah, the magic number, and then I can move on with my life.
And you'll see that more often with people maybe locking and unlocking doors 3 times or 10 times every time, or opening and shutting or touching a doorknob or something like that.
Right. David Sedaris, the comedian and author David Sedaris, not comedian, but funny man David Sedaris. Humorist.
Yes.
He, some of his books, he touches on some of his OCD when he was a kid. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Licking light switches and licking mailboxes and things like that. It's really good.
I didn't know that there was a licking compulsion.
Well, touching, and I guess licking is just touching with your tongue.
It
when you get down to it.
I'm going to have to try that line sometime.
Hey everybody, get this. LinkedIn has grown to a network of over 1 billion professionals and 130 million decision makers. And that's where it stands apart from other ad buys.
Yeah, for sure. You can target your buyers by job title, industry, company, role, seniority, skills, even company revenue, so you can stop wasting budget on the wrong audience.
Yep, that's why LinkedIn Ads generates the highest B2B ROAS of all online ad networks. Seriously, all of them.
And get this, if you spend $250 on your first campaign on LinkedIn Ads, you get a free $250 credit for the next one. Just go to linkedin.com/SYSK. That's linkedin.com/SYSK. Terms and conditions apply.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
So, so that's the background on OCD. The obsession, though,
right?
They can generally be categorized into 4 categories, appropriately enough. You got germs, which would account for the hand washing, right?
Right.
There's symmetry, which is keeping things in place.
Right. That's where mine figures in a little bit.
Order.
Yeah. When I'm cleaning the house and things, I can't just put the remote control on the TV. I have to put it in a certain spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now there's doubt. This doubt is the one I think I can most identify with. Apparently, if you have OCD, this doubt is overwhelming.
Right.
And you will keep going back home to check on the espresso maker or whatever.
Right.
I read an article in the New York Times about OCD in restaurants. Apparently, it doesn't matter how your OCD manifests. A restaurant is a nightmarish, hellish place. Yeah. There's just so many problems. If you're paying attention, you're going to really flip out.
Well, you got someone handling your food, first of all.
That's a big one.
And you're eating with utensils that are shared. I mean, they're washed in theory.
Yeah.
But shared utensils.
Yeah.
I know, the Jack Nicholson movie, As Good as It Gets. The restaurant scene in there, I think, is pretty indicative of what the hell you could suffer through.
Yeah, well, the author of the New York Times article that I read, he was never certain that he had actually signed the check when he used his credit card.
Interesting.
So he'd look again, see that he'd signed it, and within seconds opened again and saw that he signed it, and opened it again, and he would drive himself crazy like this.
Interesting.
And also he had what I think is one of the more interesting manifestations of OCD is reporting compulsion.
Yeah, I like this
I
one.
love this thing.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. Basically, if let's say you're seated at a table at a restaurant, this is the example the New York Times guy uses. If you're seated at a table in a restaurant and it's maybe a little loose, you're suddenly overcome by thoughts of, either yourself or somebody else down the line who will be seated at that table being crushed by the weight of it when it falls over.
Right.
And you are overcome with the compulsion to tell somebody, the restaurant manager, a waiter, something.
Right.
And the problem is they never really appropriately react.
Right.
Because I think if you feel that something's enough of a danger that it must be reported, action should be taken immediately.
So the fact that the waiter doesn't immediately take that chair and hustle it from the restaurant.
Or evacuate you from the table or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of got to be a downer. And the other problem with restaurants is that it's a very public forum. And so if you have to touch something several times before you sit down, or you change tables several times because they're not entirely stable,
right.
People notice that kind of thing, and all of a sudden you're fairly embarrassing disorders put on display.
Right. So I think for that reason, a lot of times people find themselves trapped in their homes.
Yeah.
And get a little bit of agoraphobia going on.
Apparently OCD can very easily lead to agoraphobia, right?
And baldness.
Yeah, this is awful. From what, Chuck?
From pulling your hair.
I mean, come on. What kind of an affliction is this, right? This is awful. And it's all in your head. That's the worst part. And I think people with OCD realize, even before they are ever really treated, that this is all in their heads.
Right.
And that just has to make it all the worse.
Right. I know there was a basketball player in I guess it was the 80s and 90s. His name was Chris Jackson. I don't know if you remember him.
I remember him, yeah.
Yeah, he
Spurs?
He played for LSU in college, and I can't remember where he played pro, but he had OCD, and I think would tie his basketball shoes up over and over and over, and be late for practice, and leaving the house. He had problems leaving the house, and I'll have to look into this. This just hit me actually, but I believe it actually had something to do with the early end of his basketball career. I may be wrong there, so.
Wow.
Well, I'll look into that.
Yeah, hopefully Jackson's still playing.
Yeah.
Because that'd suck too.
Well, he's definitely not still playing now, just because he'd be old. But
oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Like Dr. J old?
No, not Dr. J old.
Magic Johnson old?
A little younger than Matt. Maybe he still could be playing, actually.
Latrell Sprewell old?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Latrell Sprewell old.
I've stumbled upon it. See, that was the magical number 3.
Yeah, we worked it out.
Hey, everybody, get this. LinkedIn has grown to a network of over 1 billion professionals and 130 million decision makers. And that's where it stands apart from other ad buys.
Yeah, for sure. You can target your buyers by job title, industry, company, role, seniority, skills, even company revenue, so you can stop wasting budget on the wrong audience.
Yep, that's why LinkedIn Ads generates the highest B2B ROAS of all online ad networks. Seriously, all of them.
And get this, if you spend $250 on your first campaign on LinkedIn ads, you get a free $250 credit for the next one. Just go to linkedin.com/SYSK. That's linkedin.com/SYSK. Terms and conditions apply.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
There's one more category that obsessions can be lumped into, and this is kind of the darkest of them all, disturbing thoughts.
Yeah.
And these are thoughts that you can't get out of your head.
Right.
And that if they led to compulsive behavior, it's probably going to be violent, like violent sexual thoughts, other acts of violence, maybe self-inflicted or on other people. And actually, I found a study, a case report, actually. Did you know that nymphomania is often linked to OCD?
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense, though.
Compulsive behavior.
Yeah.
There's this woman whose case was in extremis, though. It's a 2002 case study, and there was a woman who was 23, and she was a daycare worker, but she became unemployed because her sexual activity she was so prolific that she couldn't hold a job down.
Right.
She had sex too much. And
she's in the wrong line of work.
Well, yeah, okay. Let's just settle down, Chuck.
Sorry.
So this woman actually, this is self-reported, she commonly had she had sexual intercourse 30 times in a 24-hour period, several times a week.
You sent me this in an email. I didn't realize. I thought it was just, here's an interesting fact. But she had OCD.
Yeah.
Should I be amazed at the 30 times?
Can you imagine having sex 30 times in 24 hours? And doing it several times a week?
No, I can't.
So this woman also had other compulsions as well, but that was a pretty interesting compulsive behavior. She was doing it to her own detriment. She derived no sexual pleasure from having sex, and she reported that she was afraid of being abandoned by these people.
Interesting.
Which
that took over her life for sure.
It did, and happily enough, she went under a cognitive behavioral therapy, and is working it out.
Which is one of the treatments, along with I believe antidepressants is one of the things they can prescribe sometimes.
Yeah, there is treatment. Take hope, all ye who have OCD and are just finding this out. There is treatment for this disorder, and cognitive behavioral therapy is the chief method of curing. You want to tell them about the CBT?
Well, yeah, I know one of the methods they use in the CBT is called exposure and response prevention, and basically that's, from what I can gather, that's showing someone or putting someone in front of their fear, or in this case their obsession, and just saying you can't do it.
Yeah, imagine tying somebody to a chair, right?
Yeah.
And then putting a dirty towel on their hand.
Right.
And not letting them wash it.
Yeah.
And then basically you reinforce, look, you're not dying, your hand's not falling off, you're not getting sick.
And it doesn't just happen in one, it takes a series of, it's like breaking a wild horse.
Right. And again, through therapy and often in conjunction with antidepressants.
Right.
This disorder can be licked.
Let's hope so. Not like David Sedaris licked.
Yeah, not licking being a form of touching lick.
Right. Boy, full circle.
Yeah, nice one.
That was by accident.
All right, well, thanks for joining us this time on Stuff You Should Know. And you can learn a lot more about obsessive-compulsive disorder by typing in those 3 words or even OCD in our search bar on HowStuffWorks.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit HowStuffWorks.com. Let us know what you think. Send an email to podcast@HowStuffWorks.com. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/iHeart. Terms apply.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.